Coming up on the Sports Desk, all year long we bring you stories and updates, Torrance's best from between the lines. Today we step outside them with an athlete making her mark one snapshot at a time. Plus, soccer is a year-round commitment for some in this town. See where some familiar faces are clocking minutes when they're not collecting CIF playoff victories. And some future stars of the Sports Desk lace them up and hoop it up. Meet two friends who just wanted to play some more ball and ended up starting a Torrance tradition in the process. All that's coming up right here, right now on the Sports Desk. What's up, Torrance? Always looking forward to hanging with you on the new week on the Sports Desk. I'm Wan Hernandez. We're going to start it off today with news from the high school baseball scene. 6 Torrance players made the Daily Breeze first team all-area squad, the most notable being Torrance Tartar pitcher Kyle Smith, who was also named the 2014 Daily Breeze Player of the Year. Number 6 was dominant all season long, winning 13 games with a .46 ERA. And let's not forget about his dominance in the playoffs. He tossed 24 shutout innings and won 4 out of the 5 playoff games for the Tartars. Kids got game. And let's not forget about Coach Ollie Turner. He took home the all-area Daily Breeze Coach of the Year honors. Turner guided Torrance to their first ever CIF Southern Section Championship in the 97-year history of the school. Coach led the Tartars to back-to-back appearances in 2009 and 2010, but this year they were finally able to break through with an 11-0 massacre of rival South in the championship game. Third baseman Manny Oloke joined teammate Smith and Coach Turner. He had himself a year, batting over 400 with 2 home runs and 37 RBIs, and to add to his already polished resume, he was taken in the 16th round by the Kansas City Royals in this year's MLB first-year player draft. South pitcher Matt McGolan, the losing pitcher in the CIF Southern Section Final, joined Kyle Smith on the all-area first team. The two dueled it out in the championship game, with Smith and the Tartars getting the best of the Spartans. The ace for South, Mogo, was dominant all season long, and even in the playoffs, his pitching propelled his team to the CIF Finals for the first time in 30 years when they beat Milliken 3-0. Now let's not forget about the other Spartan ace, junior Drake Pingle, who also had himself a heck of a year. Pingle won 8 games and posted a 1.40 ERA in 75 innings of work. With Mogo graduating and heading off to Chapman University in the fall, Pingle's going to be the go-to guy at South next season. 2 West Warriors also made the cut there. Pitcher and third baseman Angel Mora had a .341 batting average with 4 home runs and 24 RBI. Mora also collected some hardware, becoming the Bay League MVP. And let's not forget about Niles Nygaard, who went yard twice, hit .365 this season. Nygaard will take his talents to the University of Washington in the fall. The second team was also a band of Torrance players. 3 were nominated to the Daily Breeze All-Area second team. All 3 took part in the CIF Southern Sectional Championship game between South and Torrance. Seniors Kyle Henme and Kawika Hubble represented South. Henme had an astounding .358 batting average, and Hubble one-upped him with a .381 batting average. Both players played key roles in South's run to the CIF Finals. And rounding out the third and final Torrance player on the all-area second team is Torrance Tartar Kyle Martizia. The senior got it done all season long at the dish with 24 runs batted in, and of course helping his team with the CIF Division IV Southern Sectional Championship. Moving on now, this year Bishop Montgomery High School had a special theme for their students, faculty, and alumni for them to discover their magnum opus, or their great work. Members of the Bishop Montgomery community were encouraged to discover what it is in life that they were called to do. And for one recent graduate, she was able to discover hers in more ways than one.
Meet Angela Francis, an 18-year-old who, like many teens here in the South Bay, just graduated high school. But it's what she has done in those short 4 years that some never do in a lifetime. The Los Angeles native was a star track athlete for the Bishop Montgomery Knights for the last 4 years. But her ties to running date all the way back to when she was a youngster.
I started running in like 5th grade, I think, and my brother ran track, and so did my cousin, and I kind of just, it was one sport that worked, and I fell in love with it.
Her early love of the sport translated perfectly into high school. Coach Brian Haynes noticed her athletic ability and speed when she arrived at Bishop as a freshman. He watched her 100-meter sprint time drop from 13 seconds to 12, but also noting her athletic growth came with personal growth, which is why he appointed her to lead 3 freshman girls as a member of Bishop's 4x100 relay team that competed in the CIF finals this year. Angela has accomplished a lot on the track, but it's what she's done behind the lens of her camera that's so impressive.
I'm just trying to enhance what's in front of me. I don't like to change things. I like to leave them as I see them because my camera is a way for me to speak. It's my voice, and it gives me a chance to let others be heard.
But her love for photography stems from 2 of her greatest influences, her mother and grandmother.
My mom used to take a lot of pictures, and my grandmother used to tell me a lot of stories. And being able to connect names and faces was really cool to me. And it kind of just worked. And it was a way for me to open up to people and to kind of build relationships. And it made it, like, just being able to do that and understand something that no one else really around me was doing. And the fact that I took something that my mom was doing to a whole nother level. I don't know, I think it helped me to grow a little bit quicker and to understand who I am.
In 2010, when Angela was a freshman in high school, she became involved with Venice Arts, a mentoring program between students and artists. It was there that she would develop her craft of photography. And John Hong, one of her teachers at Bishop Montgomery High School, took notice.
Yeah, Angie was great. I had her freshman year in my art class, and even since then I could tell that she had a very creative side to her, and she was very passionate about what she does. I think she really found her little area with photography, and it just took off. She's very dedicated to what she does, and you could tell in her photos that she really can capture the essence of her subject matter.
I wanted to talk about healing.
During the 2012-2013 school year, Angela's work would go global when she became a part of the Twin Cities Dialogue, Hong Kong to LA. The project was a way for students in the Venice Arts program and students in Hong Kong to document the lives of teenagers growing into adulthood and the commonalities between the cultures, despite their geographic separation.
And my partner's name was Gray, and she was in college already. The society that they live in, she wasn't really accepted by her family, and she liked that I was able to talk about my family and that I was able to talk to her and get it, like, pull things out of her and get her more motivated to speak up for herself. Our images were very similar. The way that we talked about our art was very similar. I think it just worked. And the story kind of just came out of our conversations.
The two might have been a world apart, but both girls were able to open up to each other and talk about the tough times they were going through.
She had no one to really go to that I remember her speaking of, and I was kind of that person that she was able to open up to a lot of the time.
Whether it is on the track or behind the lens of her camera, Angela Francis has already achieved so much. But it is how she was able to help herself and help others through the pictures she takes that makes her so special.
Thanks for that story, Colin. Last month, Angela received national recognition for her photography. She was named a 2014 U.S. Presidential Scholar, one of the nation's highest honors for high school students. She became one of only 141 high school seniors in the country to be recognized for outstanding achievement in either academics or the arts. There were 6 total winners from California, and Angela is one of 20 artists to receive this prestigious honor. Scholars will be presented with their medallions in a ceremony sponsored by the White House on June 22nd in Washington, D.C. In addition, she will also have her photography showcased at the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts And at the Smithsonian Institute in Washington, D.C., Angela will attend Boston University in the fall, where she will study photojournalism. She also plans on walking on to their track team. All right, everybody, break number 1 for the day. Prep season may be over, but we're still keeping up with the prep scene. A local soccer club steps onto the turf, helping some Torrance high school athletes compete at an even higher level than what we've seen from the pitch in our local high schools.
What are you doing, Eddie?
I'm getting ready for Save Power Days from Southern California Edison. Come on, neighbor, get ready for the party.
I am not wearing a party hat.
Well, after you hear about Save Power Day incentives, you'll want to make some noise too. Once you get your new Edison Smart Connect meter, you can save money on Save Power Days. Just go to SCE.com and sign up. Then you'll receive alerts notifying you when a Save Power Day is going to happen. All you need to do is reduce your electricity usage between 2 and 6 p.m. during a Save Power Day. And you can earn up to $200 a year.
I can't wait. Hooray for Save Power Days. I guess I better clean this up before my owners get home. Can I borrow a rake?
Just use zip code lookup to see when you'll be getting your Edison Smart Connect meter. You can also learn about all the other great programs SCE has so we can all save energy, money, and the environment.
Something's not right. My first symptoms were
constant tingling in my toes.
had double vision. They said you have multiple sclerosis.
Kind of had to get a grasp on reality.
I had to adapt and change very rapidly.
I had to learn how to drive with my hands. Yeah, that was interesting.
A symptom may cause you not to be able to do that anymore. And at one point, I wasn't able to do any of those.
Since I've been cycling, it's definitely helped my walking.
It's a fantastic opportunity to be working together with a common goal of curing MS, and sharing is the key.
Hi, welcome back to the Sports Desk. Here in the South Bay, soccer is a pretty popular choice for kids, but when the season ends, some just like to relax while others continue to perfect their skills. Enter Fram Soccer Club, where kids are taught a more technical aspect of the game they grew up playing.
From the pitch at any of Torrance's 5 prep soccer programs, it's easy to see our little corner of the South Bay as football central. Over the winter, the South Spartans broke a curse and celebrated the CIF championship, while the girls at West won their first league title in almost 15 years. The boys around town kept pace in the Bay League and Pioneer League too, making 3 playoff appearances of their own. But when it's time to take off their school colors,
I think from us playing together in club and playing together for our preseason kind of let us become more connected, and we knew how each other played more instead of just coming in and not knowing how each other played.
High school is a little bit different because there's not as many college coaches coming to watch, and the ability to have the same group all year round. You add a little bit of a cohesiveness with the group, with other players, but you can also stick to more of a curriculum and manage, okay, from now until 10 months from now, where do we want to be? How are we going to get there? What are we going to do? Whereas it's tougher for the high schools because they just get them in for the 3 months.
Here I learned a little bit more technical, but at South Soccer I learned more about heart and playing as a team because I'm playing with players that I don't usually play with rather than players that I played with for 4 or 5 years.
for over 40 years, Fram Soccer Club has taught elite-level players the mechanics of the game, helped them gain recognition from youth, national, and college programs, and even now hosts some of the most recognizable names in Torrance's prep soccer scene.
Give me a breakdown of Claire's summer.
Soccer, beach, soccer. It's just going to get me used to another big year of South Soccer. And just playing against these great players that I have on Fram are getting me prepared to play against the players that are in the Pioneer League and in CIF.
For Jacob Martin and Andrew Hazard, playing year-round isn't a chore. It's just what they do. And by the time they try out as freshmen at South and West High in just a few months, they'll simply be suiting up with a fresh roster of teammates, not starting a whole new season.
Well, for me, I was always one of to just kick the ball and run after it players. But then once I came to this team, it wasn't really the coaches that showed me, but it was more of the players that kind of showed me, all right, put the ball down, pass it, move, run. They taught me really how to do everything.
I get the opportunity to play with these guys and get better and improve my game, and it's a good opportunity. I like my technical work, like passing, shooting, everything like that. We work a lot on set pieces, which is like crosses, free kicks. It's really good.
When you play against like someone you know, like you want to play against them to have fun, but then you also have to remind yourself you have to take it seriously. So I think it's got to be fun for all of us, but at the same time, we're just going to try and have fun with each other.
And while the main goal of FRAM is to provide a place where young athletes can grow their skills, travel, and excel on the pitch year-round, there's no denying the biggest reward of all to the most dedicated. Corey Bozart, a CIF champion, a South Spartan, one of FRAM's best, and after a summer of training with FRAM, a running rebel at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
Right now, my team's just training, getting in shape to go play college soccer. We're going to play a couple tournaments over the summer. Most of the girls that we play against, most of them are already committed who want to play college soccer, so they're all pretty good.
From age 3 to age 70, it's called the World's Game, and the South Bay is no exception to that moniker. While we may first recognize the names that make the daily breeze and collect prep soccer awards, it's a commitment to the game out of school uniforms that's produced success here.
And then once they're here, our goal as coaches and my goal as a director is to make sure that we, raise that bar and help them become great. I mean, I say to a lot of the players I coach, do you want to just be good or do you want to be great?
To be a part of FRAM, you don't have to be a youngster. They offer programs for kids as young as 3 years old to adults 70 and up. They have over 40 competitive adult and youth teams and an annual 6-on-6 holiday tournament. They also boast a nationally and internationally ranked coaching staff. And if you just can't get enough from the pitch this summer, the World Cup is currently in session, and now the AYSO National Games are coming to Torrance. The opening ceremony will be July 1st at the StubHub Center. This is the first time since 1992 that the games will be held in Torrance. And of course, the Sports Desk will have plenty of action from that week of soccer. In fact, we're dedicating an entire show in honor of the 2014 FIFA World Cup and the AYSO National Games as a part of the Sports Desk Summer in the South Bay, where every other week we'll take you to a different part of Torrance's sports scene while we anxiously await for football season to arrive. Okay, everybody, for now, we're just going to take another break. When we get back, we're going to introduce you to two Torrance athletes who just created Torrance's own version of Lord Stanley's Cup without even meaning to.
The police called after midnight when they caught our son at a drinking party. It was a real wake-up call. A policeman suggested we try Al-Anon family groups. I didn't want to go to a meeting, but I'm glad I did. Are you troubled by someone else's drinking? You might be surprised at what you could learn in an Al-Anon family group from people just like you. Call 1-888-4-AL-ANON or go to alanon.org.
Get ready. Ad Life awaits. Bring your biggest ideas. Work, then play, then work some more. So you will be ready for your moment. You are the future of advertising, and the future starts now. We are the Marcus Graham Project, and this is our Ad Life. Join the movement.
He's the face of our future, tutoring and mentoring tomorrow's leaders. She's the face of hope, helping communities recover from devastating disasters. He's the face of independence, making sure that those who need assistance can remain in their own homes. These are the faces of experience, making a difference for generations. This is Senior Corps. Visit nationalservice.gov. This message brought to you by the Corporation for National and Community Service.
Hi, welcome back to the Sports Desk. Torrance is no stranger to a high level of hoops competition. We see one of the top prep basketball programs in the country hit the court at Bishop Montgomery every year. Next year, the boys at Bishop will lace them up as defending state champs come winter. The West High Warriors just rocked a CIF championship, having to go through a crosstown rival at North in a late round playoff game just to get there. And that's just this year. What about future basketball seasons in Torrance? Where's the talent coming from? And of all the trophies and the awards that are given out in the process, are any of them going to be as big a deal as our very own brand new version of the Stanley Cup?
Soon-to-be middle schoolers, Ian and Joey, didn't exactly plan on starting a Torrance tradition. They didn't plan on packing the gym at J.H. Hull Middle School with over 100 people. They didn't plan on teaching their friends and future classmates about sportsmanship or the love of the game. rounding up a total of 4 Torrance elementary schools in the process. They didn't plan on being on TV either. I think they just wanted to play some more basketball.
One day on school, we were playing a pickup game, and then we had an idea of a tournament so all the schools could play together, and it would be like a friendly competition, not a hard competition where, like, you know, they want to beat each other. And then we asked Dr. Smart early in the year. She said she'll think about it, and here we are now. This is also like a friendly competition because we're playing for the trophy, which my dad got.
So who had the first idea? Who was the one that said, let's do this?
I think it was both of us.
Well, they wanted to do something to kind of extend their basketball, playing and, play days. But more so to kind of something to do before they moved on to middle school. They said, there's nothing for us elementary kids to do.
So, the inaugural 5th grade Central Area Co-ed basketball tournament went off without a hitch, with Joey and Ian leading their team to the championship game and bragging rights on the line, and Torrance's own Stanley Cup about to be unveiled as a surprise.
And so we're hoping to make this an annual event. But we donated a trophy that will be actually circulated between the schools.
Kind of like the Stanley Cup, going to pass it around school to school?
Exactly. 100 years from now, when we're looking back on this, we're hoping to have 100 names of different schools on that plaque and having that thing to still be passed around.
They have no idea about the trophy. We just built it as a way for Central Area kids to get together and play some basketball and end the year on a happy note. It's not about winning or losing. We didn't even have tryouts. We just said pick kids that had good attitude during PE, good citizenship, and good participation.
With students from Adams, Fern, Hickory, and Torrance Elementary about to set off for a new life in middle school, there's no telling what will come next. They'll all make new friends, maybe pick up a new game. Some of the kids we see playing in this year's tournament, or next, will be the stars of the Sports Desk 5 years from now. The trophy could end up on the other side of town, with new school names added each year. But Joey and Ian, well, my money's on them still playing ball together, while the tradition they started, even if it wasn't their plan, still living on in Torrance.
Some of our students will be going on to Madrona, some to other middle schools, some come here to Hill. So it's a great opportunity for them to play against kids that they might be in school with.
When you guys came up with the idea, did you think you were going to be able to get all 4 schools together, get a big turnout like this, and all these people watching you play? Did you think it was going to be like this?
In a way, because you never know, not a lot of people from like these schools play basketball. Even though we might not be seeing them until high school, it's still a good way to get to know each other.
Love it. Thanks to Ian and Joey for inviting us out to hang for the day, and congratulations to Hickory Elementary for taking the Central Torrance Co-ed Tourney's inaugural championship. The 5th graders get to leave behind a trophy as they move on to middle school until next June rolls around and we see who adds their school mascot to the cup in 2015. And finally, it's our last week here in the Sports Desk studio now that it's officially summer. Well, last week until fall, and what better way to kick it all off than hanging with us on the beach. The next time you see us here on CitiCABLE, we'll be on the sand and some of us in the water for the 3rd annual Surfing for a Cure Surf Relay. We've talked about it for over a month now, and the day is finally here. Join us June 22nd, whether you come to surf or just dig your feet in the sand and throw out some high fives. Help us make this year's event the biggest success yet. Surfing for a Cure has raised over $25,000 to donate to the Children's Hospital of LA, and this year the goal is to match that number with the support of surfers from all over the South Bay. We'll be out there rolling the cameras for the Sports Desk first Summer in the South Bay episode, because why the heck would we want to stay inside the studio all summer long? Which means if you want to invite us out to any other events this summer, well, here's how you pull it off. Send an email our way or a Facebook message when you like our page. All right, everybody, that wraps up another week on the Sports Desk. We'll be seeing you next time. Have a good one.